Hey everybody, welcome back to Exotic Car Play Place. Mark here again. Today is a huge day and I'm glad you joined because today I reveal my new daily driver. That's right, this car right here is the daily driver. I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to give you a tour of it right here, right now. I'm going to explain to you bit by bit why I bought this car. When you watch to the end, you're going to see all the pieces of this puzzle. It's going to make sense why I bought this particular car. So make sure you stick around and definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget that notifications because you're going to want to follow this whole series, ownership of this brand new daily driver. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Mark with Exotic Car Play Place, and today... So you ask what it is. Right here, everybody. This is a 2007 BMW 335 featuring the wonderful N54 engine mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. This also has a host of upgrades, modifications, as well as many service updates. So that's mainly why I bought this car, but we're going to get into a lot of the detail. Let's do a full tour of this car. And I'm going to really get down to the nut and bolt as to why I bought this machine. So I was looking at a few options. Obviously, with the 335, you have several options. You can get a convertible, you can get a coupe, a sedan, all-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, manual, automatic, lots of different options. Even if you go new enough, you could get an IS, which is a DCT. I didn't want the DCT. I also didn't want the later version of the cars like the N55. After 2010, I didn't want that car either. I wanted this one. I wanted something with the N54 engine. Why? Because as the channel goes on, you're going to see, guys, the N54 is the tuner special. This is going to be a car that is meant to go really, really fast. Yes, I was looking at M3s, and there's lots of guys that are going to say I should have bought the M3. There's lots of reasons why I would buy an M3. I love them. I really love the way they drive, handle out of the box. But there's really a specific need for this car and why I wanted a 335. Partially because it's a popular model. I know a lot of you guys out there definitely own these cars, like to tune them, like to know more about them, and I'm going to share a lot of that information with you. Now, really, let's get rolling into this. I'm going to start at the back and I'm going to show you some of the things that make this particular car, not just the N54 or a coupe, but this particular car. Why did I buy this one? Okay, so here's a whole host of upgrades. As you can see right now, we have a Magnaflow exhaust. So what that means is we have these great tips, Magnaflow tips, but if you look underneath, it's actually got a muffler bypass. So let's take a look underneath, and you can see it actually has no muffler. Now I left the cats because I wanted, this is a daily driver. I don't want to wake up the neighbors every single day. It does have a little bit of a noise to it already, which is what I was looking for. It sounds very, very much like a modern day M3 or M4. It sounds very much like that on a cold start. So I'm going to share some of those cold starts with you guys. Now, one thing I don't love, and I'm not going to lie, these wheels are plastic dipped, and I might make some changes to those wheels as time goes on. Plastic dip there. He also plastic dipped the mirrors here, right here, as you can see. Also not a big fan of that and the wheels, but we're going to be doing something with that. At some point, I'm probably going to be cleaning that up. Whether we get them refinished or not, we'll see. Another thing on the exterior of this car is this spoiler. It's very similar to the 335 IS model. Of course, it's a beautiful, beautiful little wing. As you can see, it has a lot of, aggression to it. It's a nice contour, and honestly, that really adds to the overall look of that car. So the 335 IS spoiler, or comparable, or replica, if you will, was a big part of why I like the overall look of this car. So let's get moving and talk about some of the other details. Let's go to the inside. I'm going to show you what the inside of this car looks like. So let's go inside, take a look. All right, so there it is. Needs a bit of a detail, obviously, so we'll get to that. This car is kind of just as I took it. So there it is. What I liked about this interior is you've got the two-tone. I have two cars already with straight black. I have another car with all gray. So I wanted something that was pretty much different. I like this look of two contrasting colors, and that's a big part of why I bought this one as well, was the look. You had black mixed with black, mixed with a little bit of what looks to be beige or light gray, as well as the wood grain. Gives it a very rich and comforting kind of a feel to it. Now you look in the back, the coupe of course only has the 2 seats, which is, you know, going to be a problem for those people that need to haul around 5 or more people, but that's okay. I have other vehicles for that. So there you go. Just a quick look at the back seat space. Hardbacks, which is great, especially if you've got people at the back here, they're kicking the back of the seat. You don't want it wrecked, so that helps. The one thing you'll notice that stands out, it's a manual. I wouldn't have this car without a manual. For me, that's big part of this experience. So it had to be a manual. And other than that, the car has relatively low Ks, about 60,000 miles. So now we're gonna get into the juicy bits, and I'm gonna explain to you a big part of why I bought this car. Other than some of the colors and all those little fun little details, the Ks are low as well, but there's a big part of this, and there's a bigger part why you're gonna wanna follow my channel. And that's gonna get into a lot of the juicy bits, the performance parts, and we're gonna talk that right now. So let's start by looking under the hood. So there we have the wonderful N54 engine. Of course, there it is in all its glory and unreliableness. There it is. Now, what you're gonna see is a bunch of different upgrades in here, and I'm gonna share that with you. Number one, let's start down here. You'll notice the upgraded intercooler, VRSF intercooler. That's a huge part of this. You need an intercooler like this if you're adding boost and increasing the performance output. You're gonna need that. Because as I've said in other videos, if you put more power, you add boost, you add fuel, you add, somewhere along the way, you need to protect the engine, otherwise it will blow itself up. Intercooler goes a long ways to compressing or denser charge air, which of course creates more reliability and more power in the long run. So that's a big part of the upgrade, and we'll talk in more detail in future videos about all of these details. But let's get looking in under the hood. What else we have? Under the hood, we have a couple of other things. You'll notice the filters. We've got the dual cone filters, which is an upgrade by AFE. That is pretty much a must. If you're doing any of these upgrades, you need to increase airflow to the intake. This is the way you do it. As well, you'll notice down in here, we've gotten rid of the old plastic charge pipe that blows apart, the known failure on these cars. This one has the upgraded charge pipe, this nice aluminum polished piece. As well, what do we have here, guys? Wonderful blow-off valve. You've got to hear the sound of this thing, and we're going to give you lots of demos on that. Blow-off valve, charge pipe update, intake cones. We've got the intercooler upgrade as well. And we've got another piece here that I forgot to mention. We're gonna pop the trunk. I'm gonna show you what we've got hiding in this box. In the back here, we have these pipes. And you say, what are these pipes for? Well, these have to be put on yet, but I do have the parts. That is, in short, your charge pipe. That is, in short, your intercooler down pipes that a lot of times you have to upgrade to as part of these performance updates. Sorry, I didn't unwrap the whole thing, but essentially that's what you're going to need to connect to your intercooler. And this is going to remove some restriction because the factory pipes are a lot smaller than these ones. So you're going to want to get rid of the factory, upgrade with these, and these are going to go in here very soon as well. So then you're probably going to ask yourself, with all these bolt-on parts, is there anything else you need? Well, yes, there is. So I haven't done anything, there's nothing done on the inside of the engine as far as modifications and upgrades. However, there is in fact a tune. This car has the Burger JB4 tune. This has the tune, so you can engage that on and off. You don't always have to run with the tune on. I'm going to share with you. You guys are going to want to know this, because if you guys have ever thought the old 2JZ turbo in the Toyota Supra was the car to have or the engine to have, guess what? This car, this engine is more or less a new version of that Toyota Supra engine, spec-wise and potential, tuning potential. So we're going to walk you through, again, how to tune this car up, how to get the power out of it, and how I can get this power for less than $5,000, $8,000, $10,000. You can get a seriously fast car here for only single thousands of dollars. You're going to really want to follow the channel, because I'm going to walk you through not just what it's like to drive this car, because I'm going to review this car as well, but I'm also going to share with you some of the things that I don't like on a day-to-day basis, some of the things I like, some of the modifications, some of the issues, and of course maintenance type topics. We're going to give you everything about this. So the channel's not going to be really just strictly basic maintenance. This is going to be more than just a do-it-yourself. This is going to be the tuning potential of the 335, and I'm going to share all of that with you guys. But for a special treat, let's do a cold start right now. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you guys all stuck around to watch the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Most importantly, make sure you do subscribe and hit that notifications, because you're going to want to find out everything there is to know about an N54 in one of the early 335 BMWs. Thanks again, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Make sure you share it with your friends and social media, and don't forget to drop a line. I'd love to hear what you have to say. See you guys then. Bye-bye.